sitting in his house. Looks like he's been out hunting or something. Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Tim, I know, like me, you will be one of the first members of Congress to bitch and moan about how little work gets done in our nation's capital on our behalf, the American people. So in 2024, do you think anything will change? I know we have just a small margin of power in the House. The Senate, forget the White House. But can we get more than 27 laws passed? Can we reduce that massive budget and that deficit? Will any of that happen, or just we should suck it up for another year?
If we don't do something about the border, first and foremost, of course, we passed H.R. 2, which would effectively close it down and put enough people down on the border to stop what was already been 8 million people the size of Tennessee, my home state. We're going to shut the government down, I think. I think you're going to see enough people that are irate about this border situation to stand up and finally do something about it. It's pathetic. You have Chinese coming in. You have people on the terrorist watch list.
Yes.
And then Central America dumps all their criminals on us, and that just creates a terrible soup. Washington is not the swamp anymore. It's the open sewer. Honestly, I don't think I'm not going to be inclined to vote for too much unless we get some kind of agreement on the border. The Senate's Schumer's got to get his head out of the sand, because this might be a family show here. But he's got bills there. He can act on it if he wants to. It's out of control. And the spending, as you so eloquently stated, we $5 trillion, we spend $7 trillion.
Right.
We've done that borrowing from the communist Chinese.
And we're $33 trillion in debt. By the end of next year, it'll be 35 to 36. We'll just continue adding to the debt. And I agree with you, Tim. The border, by far, even over Biden's corruption, the border is what most Americans are concerned with, next to the economy. That's first, of course, is the border, because so many problems have been created because of that. Like you said, we've got terrorists that have made it in, because when they tell us they've captured almost 200 at the border, how many got away terrorists? When they tell us they found 10 IEDs the other week at the border, how many IEDs got in? When they say they've stopped or had this many people they've encountered, how many got away? So 8.5 million, no. It's more like 10, 12 million are probably in this country. And we probably have hundreds of terrorists in this country. So then let's talk about the fentanyl, the guns, the human and sex trafficking. Oh, and we can't forget the billions this whole thing is costing cities, counties, and states, which again goes back to me and we the people and the taxpayers, Tim.
Absolutely. And the excess of 100,000 children, we don't know where they're at.
Forgot that one.
You mentioned the sex trafficking. That's where it's out of control, Dan. But the American public's got to say enough is enough, and they got to get off their butts on election day and turn off the View and go spend polls and do something that my father killed people for, and my uncle died fighting for this country. And we're just throwing it all away. They're not taking it; we're just giving it to them.
Yes.
And every time we sit on our butts on election day and don't do something, they say, well, he's a nice guy, I'm going to vote for him. Well, dadgummit, if he's a crook or if he's selling this country out, vote his ass out. He can go find another job. So he can find a job consulting military industrial complex.
Few seconds left. I'm going to get you on the record one more time. So Tim Burchett is just fine with saying if we don't create major legislation to shut that damn border down next month, you would be in favor of saying, let's shut the federal government down till we can get a plan to close the border.
This message has been paid for by Burchett for Congress.
Okay. Amen. God bless you for saying that. Now I'll do an all call. All OAN viewers, listen to Tim's calling for you. Don't wait till November to get off your butts. Get off your butts right now and over the next few weeks before this deadline, and fire up your emails, social media, and phones, and tag your representatives in the federal government, your senators and your congressmen and women, and you tell them, do not vote for the continuing resolution and keep the government funded. Shut it down until Democrats agree with Republicans to shut our damn border down and try to keep us safe, and stop blowing billions of our money on illegals and help Americans. Sorry I get fired up about this one, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for taking a stand.
Thank you, brother. We're going to lose our country if more folks don't speak out like you do, Dan. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Tim Burchett, representing Tennessee's 2nd Congressional District, a true American patriot. Thank you, Tim. God bless you.